What is going on, all of you amazing gamers out there in the world? I am Mega Amster. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. Whether you are a new or returning viewer, I appreciate you stopping by. And today, I wanted to talk more about the Nintendo Switch 2 because leading up to the official reveal, the trailer that we have here, about a week or so out as of this recording, I didn't really want to talk about it because there was a lot of speculation. We didn't even know if it was real or not. And now that we have it confirmed, I wanted to talk about 10 games that I would love to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, going into this, the way I want to do this is because I love first-party games. You're going to see a lot of first-party Nintendo games here, but also want to highlight some potential third-party games and some potential indie games that I would love to see. So this isn't going to be ranked in any sort of way, but I'm going to go through 3 indie games, then 3 third-party games, and then 4 first-party Nintendo Switch games, because I'm sure that's what most of you will want to hear about. Just figured I'd throw in the variety. These are mostly going to be games that don't currently exist and that I would just like to see, because some are just kind of obvious ones. But let's just jump into it right here, starting with the indie games. I do want to give some honorable mentions for indie games. I would love to see the Mina the Hollower game upcoming from Yacht Club, the developers of Shovel Knight, which I feel like that's a given. The next Shantae game, that's probably also a given. Certain stuff like that, that's Yooka Replayly, like Playtonic's already been teasing is going to be on the Switch 2. So stuff like that I didn't include, but here are a few games that we'll just jump into quickly. The first one, like I said, this isn't going to be ranked. There's really no trailer for this yet, but we know it's a game that's coming out at some point inevitably. And it is in a series of games from a storied indie developer that is kind of breaking new ground for them. It's going to a different dimension. That game is the 3D Shovel Knight game, which we don't even have a title for it. I think some people are calling it Shovel Knight 64. I'm just playing the Shovel of Hope DX trailer here. But Yacht Club announced this thing. It was some point in 2024. Let me know in the comments below when it was. They had some kind of Yacht Club Direct. And yeah, I would love to see this on the Switch too. I just want to see what Shovel Knight in 3D would be like. Would he look like he does in Smash Ultimate as the assist trophy, or how he appears in Yooka-Laylee? That would be great to see. I don't know, just having a clearly N64, right? The original Shovel Knight, obviously based on NES games. To see the N64 inspired game appear on Nintendo's platform, I feel like it will be. It really depends on when it comes out, because obviously their focus right now really is on Mina. Maybe once that's done, they're gonna switch to the 3D Shovel Knight game, but I just want to see what it would look like. I honestly have a really soft spot for 3D platformers. I think I usually prefer them to 2D platformers, even though they're not as tight mechanically. I just really find them super charming, especially the N64 era of 3D platformer collectathons, and I would love to see how Shovel Knight would work in that environment. So will we see it on the Switch 2? I think it's fairly likely. Probably not until late into the Switch 2's life cycle. It's going to take them a while to develop that game, I'm sure, but I'm looking forward to whenever it comes out. Yacht Club, take your time. I'm ready for Mina in the meantime, but we'll see beyond that. So there's my first pick there. Second pick here, this is a game we know about. Listen, I just had to do this for the fans. Still haven't played the first game, but this one's a long time coming. You probably already know where I'm going with this. Silksong. I think this one is pretty likely. We just got an update recently from Team Cherry saying, don't worry, the game's going, it's in development, it's progressing. So it's not like the game has been completely halted or shut down. It sounds like, people have been concerned about Team Cherry, but it sounds like they are still working on it. So that is at least great to hear. And I think it's pretty likely it's coming to Switch. Now, I still haven't played the first Hollow Knight. I have it on the original Switch, and I feel like it's almost a given that this will show up on the Switch 2. But some people aren't gonna believe it. Some people are gonna think no, it's never coming out. But no, it's coming out. It's Team Cherry, take your time, make it a refined game. This could end up even surpassing the original Hollow Knight. Which I would love for the fans, right? This is really for the fans. I love indie Metroidvanias. This is just Metroidvanias in general, and would love to see the fans, get a game that they love. Like I said, there's not much I can say because I haven't played Hollow Knight. But it seems super snappy and super fun, also difficult, but a good challenge. And I just hope for the fans that it'll come out on the Switch 2. I think it will, but definitely the Switch 2 would thrive from having Silksong on there, and I think it will be there, but who knows when it comes out? That's the real question. That's why I threw it on here. So that's my second indie pick. Now, my third and final indie pick isn't really a specific game. It's more like a theory of a game that could exist. I know I'm cheating a little bit here, but this is my list, so deal with it. This one is interesting. Let me just get into it here. So what I want to see, yes, this is the Cadence of Hyrule trailer. And I know this team is releasing Rift of the Necrodancer very soon as of this recording. But what I want to see, what this pick is I want to see an indie studio. It could be a different indie studio, probably would be a different indie studio, take on one of Nintendo's properties. Because we had the Crypt of the Necrodancer team work on this Zelda spin-off game. I haven't played it myself, but it's beloved by fans. It looks gorgeous, and clearly they did a great job handling the IP. We saw Way Forward develop the Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp collection, which didn't go over as well. I really liked it. I didn't finish the first game. It's just that style of game isn't fully for me, but like it's great to see, you know, an indie studio take on one of Nintendo's properties that, you know, wasn't really getting much love. Not that Zelda wasn't getting much love, but I would just love to see an indie studio do their own take on a Zelda series. We saw the Dead Cells studio do something similar for Prince of Persia very recently. And so just like do that for another Nintendo property, whether it's like a team working on Wario Land again. I think a team working, like if you get the Fast RMX team on F-Zero, that would be great. Get a team working on like a Star Fox game or a Metroid game or like anything, like something that, you know, just like would be in its own style by that indie studio, like what they're known for, but apply that to a Nintendo property. I know it's kind of cheating, it's like indie and also first party, but I would love to see it, you know. Like Cadence of Hyrule is beloved. Advance Wars didn't go over as well, but it was still just really cool to see that game brought back, even if it's a one-off with an indie studio behind it. Like I think that would be fantastic. I'm sure a lot of indie studios would love to work on Nintendo properties. So not really a specific game there, just like an ideal of what could be. I would love to see it. I think it's the least likely of the three I mentioned, but it would be great to see. But with that, that's going to be it for indie picks for now. Let me know your indie picks in the comments below. Let's start with some third-party picks. Now this game hasn't been officially announced or revealed, but we had some teases from the studio after they left Activision Blizzard, which is owned by Microsoft. And I think it's happening, but we have yet to hear about it, but I hope it'll be on Switch too. That, for my first third-party pick, is Spyro 4. Spyro 4 meaning a sequel to Spyro Reignited Trilogy developed by Toys for Bob, right? Because the Reignited Trilogy was great. Crash 4 even was fantastic. I really liked that game. I know Crash Team Rumble didn't go over as well, but Toys for Bob is independent now. They, you know, are no longer owned by Microsoft, but they did say they are working on a partnership game with Microsoft, and they teased it with the purple background. They teased it with the 2024 picture. Gotta believe. Clearly that didn't happen. We believed and it did not happen. That was like a year ago as of now. But I really do think a new Spyro is being worked on by this team. I think it's their current project. I think we're going to hear about it relatively soon, and I really hope it comes to Switch 2. I think it will. I mean, Reignited Trilogy came to Switch 2. Maybe it comes a little after, but based on the processing power of, you know, the Switch 2, I mean, like, this isn't a super demanding of a game, right? I would love to see a new take, because I really liked Crash 4. Collecting everything, that was a lot. But I don't think they would go as crazy with this game, or it'd at least be better considering collecting stuff is the name of the game with Spyro. I think this could be really good. I would love to see a new Spyro. It's been a while since I played the Reignited Trilogy, and I loved it on Switch. Performance wasn't great, but I think on Switch 2 it has the potential to be even better. So, do I think they're working on it? Yes. Will we see it on Switch 2? I feel like it's fairly likely, just maybe not for a little bit. But that is my first third-party pick here. I forgot to mention honorable mentions here. Third-party games I'd love to see. I keep hearing rumors about Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Would love to see that. I have the game on the first game on Steam, and I'm probably going to get Rebirth on Steam as well. So not necessarily something I like am fully desiring to get on Switch, but it would be great to have more people be able to play it. Also, like, I mean, any sort of Sonic game, you guys know. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, the follow-up to Sonic Frontiers. Would love to see that. There's so many third-party games I would love to see on the system, just for people and more fans to be able to experience more fighting collection games from Capcom. So those are some honorable mentions there, but let's get into my actual second third-party pick here. This would be a sequel to a series of games that I love. I do not think this is likely, but I would absolutely love to see it. And I'm a sucker for crossover games. I'd love to see this. My second third-party pick here, I know this is the Project Crosszone 2 trailer. This would be for a Project Crosszone 3. I mean, at least a collection would be great. I love Project Crosszone 2 in particular. I'm a sucker for crossover games. It's anime as hell, and I love it. And I don't love RPGs that much. This is a strategy RPG kind of combined with like a fighting game in a way. Like the combat's very interesting, but the way you move about the grid is like a strategy RPG, pretty similar to like something like Fire Emblem, but the combat is very different and a little repetitive for sure. But it's like the whole like, I feel like a lot of the gist of these games is like it's flashy combat and then just seeing all your favorite characters from Sega, Capcom, Bandai Namco, and with Project Cross Zone 2 with some Nintendo characters, which could be great if they want to even make this a Switch exclusive, kind of like they did with Ultimate, what was it called? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. You know, if they wanted to make it exclusive, except in this version have more Nintendo exclusive characters, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see them add Bayonetta. I'd love to see them add more Like a Dragon characters like Ichiban from the more recent games. There's a bunch of stuff they could do. Add Falcon from Power Stone Capcom. I don't know, man. Add Amaterasu. Sega, add Sonic. You cowards. But yeah, it would just, honestly, it'd be great to see. I don't know. I love these games. This is a very guilty pleasure game for me. This game came out almost 10 years ago as of this recording, and I don't think we're ever going to see a Project Cross Zone 3, but if it does show up, I would love to see it on Switch. At least a collection of 1 and 2 so fans can experience these games, maybe gauge interest that way. I would love at least that for fans to be able to see if they like it or not. But that's my number 2 third-party pick. My number 3, also a very guilty pleasure. I do not think this will... I mean, I think we're going to see something new out of this franchise in a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to be in the way that I'm hoping. What I'm hoping for at my third-party pick is for Mega Man X9. That is the ultimate dream. I do not think we're ever going to get Mega Man X9. But at least something new Mega Man, a Mega Man 12, you know... I mean, definitely a Legends Collection. I feel like that's pretty likely. But just some new game, even if it's a new Battle Network game, just something new for Mega Man. You know, there hasn't been a lot new besides the collections. There was that Mega Man X Dive mobile game. They brought the Steam, which I hear is okay. It would be great to see something new. Mega Man 11 was the best-selling game in the series. So personally, guilty pleasure-wise, I would like, for me personally, I would love a Mega Man X9. You know, if it follows up on 8, like that would be amazing. Or just reboot it somehow and keep relatively similar gameplay, just like, you know, I don't know, make it a little different. I don't know. I would love to see it. Something new for Mega Man would be great to see. It's been a while. Mega Man 11, like I said, was the best-selling game in the series. Well, actually, I think Battle Network Collection might have surpassed it. Correct me in the comments below. But just something new for Mega Man, I would love to see. So, will it happen? I mean, they had that secret level episode, so maybe? They have Mega Man in the back of their minds, but it's not a priority. I would love to see them at least make it a priority for the Switch 2. If a new Mega Man thing happens, it'll almost certainly be on Switch 2. It's just a matter of if Mega Man will return. But I think so one day, but we'll see if it ends up being on the Switch 2 during the lifespan of that system. But with that, those are my third-party picks. Now we're getting into the stuff that you're all probably here for. These are going to be 4 of my first-party picks. Some honorable mentions going into these. I would love to see something new from F-Zero for the fans. Either a remaster of F-Zero GX from the GameCube or something brand new that's like beyond F-Zero 99. That would be great to see. I mean, Mario Kart, we already know is confirmed now. I would love to see, you know, how that ends up being. New Zelda, of course, as everybody would love. Metroid Prime 4, I feel like that's going to be a cross-gen game, so that'll probably be likely. And what was my last one? Oh, 3D Mario, I feel like is pretty likely. That's why I didn't include it here. But I would love to see that as well, especially near launch. So with that, let's jump into my picks here. This one would be a follow-up to one of my favorite games of all time that was released on the Nintendo Switch after 20 years? Almost 20 years of a new entry in this 2D style. My first pick here is Metroid 6, new 2D Metroid, whatever you want to call it. Even if it's like a remake of Super Metroid or the original or whatever they want to do, I would just love to see it. I love Metroid Dread. I love what they did with it. There are some things you can improve upon. Some of the Emmy were frustrating, but I would imagine this game wouldn't have the Emmy in it, unless it'd be like a nod to that. But would it be a sequel to Metroid Dread? I have no idea. You know, it's definitely possible. They left it open for something to happen. But will it be that? I don't know. I would love to see a new 2D Metroid. It was a showcase for the Switch OLED. And I would love to see it come back as well. It's not going to be for a while for sure because we have Prime 4 to look forward to. And like I said, I think that's going to be cross-gen. But it would be great to at least see it at some point later on in the Switch's lifespan, Switch 2's lifespan, I should say. Because I love Metroid Dread so much. And I think it really created a sense of immersion. And I think they could totally, you know, pull it off on the Switch 2. But that is my first pick here. I definitely think that'll happen. I don't think they're abandoning 2D Metroid. Mercury Steam going hard on that. This next pick is interesting because I don't know. Like, it's just interesting because I haven't played many games in the series. The last new entry was on Wii U, technically, and Nintendo, I would love to see them find a way to bring this back. And I know they keep looking for like a new gimmick essentially for this series, but even if it's just like expanding upon some of the best games in the series and just make a new entry from there. My second pick here is a new Star Fox of some sort, because I feel like Star Fox is being done dirty. Like, even F-Zero technically got F-Zero 99, you know, and I feel like Star Fox is just getting done dirty. Now, Zero wasn't the best. I actually didn't mind it. The controls were the weakest part of that game for me, but also it was just kind of a retread of 64. I would love to see them do something unique, if I can talk right. Like they did with Star Fox Assault. I think that's a great template, and like do something unique like Assault did, but just with the core Star Fox gameplay, especially with like the switches acting as like mice with the seemingly confirmed like mouse functionality of the new Switch 2 Joy-Con. Like, that could be actually lend to some pretty decent gameplay there. You know, I would love to see it. I want to see Star Fox thrive. I know there was that Starlink Battle for Atlas game that Ubisoft made, and that they had Star Fox exclusive content on the Switch. I would love to see something new for the series and for those fans to bring it back. Not just another retread of 64, but something new and unique while keeping the core gameplay that fans love. I think that would be great. Will it happen? Who's to say? I don't know if they've abandoned Star Fox. I like to think they haven't, but they're just waiting for like the right moment to bring it back and come up with something unique and new. So that is my second first party pick here. Another honorable mention, because I forgot and I do not have this list organized. Kid Icarus Uprising Remaster. With the mouse controls especially, it's going to make the game a lot more playable. I think that could be pretty likely, so hopefully that will come as well, because it's a great game. It's just stuck on a hardware platform that isn't the best to control it on. So that's an honorable mention there. But my third pick here would be an entry in the long-running series for Nintendo games that we've seen. And with the Switch, the first Switch, they really deviated in terms of the gameplay style and went full 3D. And I would like to see them continue that. And my third pick here is a sequel to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. In my head, I go back and forth because I really do love like smooth, crisp 2D Kirby. Like Return to Dreamland Deluxe was a lot of fun. I love Triple Deluxe Planet Robobot. So part of me would love to see them just do another 2D game, but I think there's a lot of potential with the 3D formula. I do like some of the 2D games more than Forgotten Land, but I think there's a lot that they could work with here. You know, and like we saw with Forgotten Land, I mean, they had like the Ranger ability, the Drill ability that were like unique to the 3D kind of space and the movement. And to come up with more copy abilities for stuff like that, I think it was really cool. And the post game was great as well. So like, listen, HAL's making great Kirby games. Star Allies was a bit of a bump, but it was still like decent. I would love to see them refine on the 3D, because now that they've had a 3D entry to learn more of the development, now they can really go all out on the Switch 2 with another 3D Kirby. We will for sure see another Kirby on the Switch 2, and I feel like it's going to be another 3D game. I think, just with the reception of Forgotten Land, I think they will continue to do that. I would also love to see it at 60 frames. This is only 30, whereas Return to Dreamland was 60 frames, but I don't know. Hopefully with better hardware on the Switch 2, it would run better. But I think this is their chance to really make 3D Kirby shine even more and make it more refined. And I would love to see it. And I love Kirby. He's the best boy. So to see new copy abilities that take advantage of the 3D space, and just like see new ideas from the team still like refining that 3D gameplay, I think it'd be great. So I'm looking forward to that, whatever they decide to do. Hopefully keeps like a relatively similar core gameplay loop that Forgotten Land does, because I thought that was really good. So my last first party pick, honestly, this is my number one hope for the Switch 2, and this is probably one of the least likely. So this is gonna get crazy. This is a long-running series of games that Nintendo has made, and a lot of them in collaboration with a British studio. But it's been 2D for a while, and it's been over 10 years since the last new entry. And to see this come back in full 3D would be like amazing. They tried it once, and I think it's time to try again. And that, for my final first party pick, is a 3D Donkey Kong. Like, listen, 3D Mario, that's going to be tried and true. I love that. But a 3D Donkey Kong? Like, imagine like New Donk City, and you're playing as Donkey Kong or other Kongs like Diddy or Dixie or Cranky, and just like platforming around, swinging on vines. We heard about Vicarious Visions from the Liam Robertson video a little while ago, talking about their concept for a 3D Donkey Kong game. And that sounded awesome. And it's just because of the whole Activision Blizzard situation and never made it through. And it just, I just would love to see that idea brought back because, listen, I love Returns. I've heard Tropical Freeze is fantastic. I love my 2D platformers, but like, I feel like Nintendo is scared after Donkey Kong 64, just the reception of that. And I think Donkey Kong 64 is honestly kind of fun. It's just, yeah, it's way too bloated. There are too many collectibles. There's too much to do. You don't even have to make it a collectathon. Just make it a 3D action platformer. I think the combat, there's potential for combat in there that would differentiate it from a 3D Mario platformer. As well as just like, I don't know, just the idea of swinging on different vines and like exploring these vast like jungle or temple environments would be awesome. I would love to see that. And to highlight some of the other Kongs some more. Bring back K. Rool if you want, or do something new. You know what I mean? And now, I mean, hey, now that we know for the new Mario Kart, like Donkey Kong has a new design, kind of more aligned with his older look and also similar to the look in the Mario movie, maybe they're doing something with him. Maybe they're actually going through and being like, you know what, it's time to highlight Donkey Kong some more. It could be a 2D game, but especially I would just love to see it in 3D. I think that would be fantastic. I would be so excited for that. Donkey Kong deserves a new game. It's been so long. Star Fox has had a new game more recently than Donkey Kong. I'm not counting the re-releases of Tropical Freeze and Returns on the Switch 1 because I just don't count those. And I don't count like Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm talking like a Donkey Kong-centric game, right? I'm pretty sure Star Fox Zero was 2015 or 2016, and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was 2014. Like, DK is one of the most recognizable Nintendo characters. He and the other Kongs deserve their own game, and I would love to see it in 3D. So, with that is going to do it for my list here of 10 games I would love to see on the Switch 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What games would you like to see, whether it's indies, third parties, or first party Nintendo games? Let me know which ones you would like to see. And let me know what you think about my picks. Are they too unrealistic, too realistic? Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, I will catch you all on the next video live stream. Take care. And hey, soon enough, we're going to know. April 2nd, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Get ready for that. Get hyped. We'll see more games then, I'm sure. Until then, keep on gaming.